They bought all rights to the project, and then it simply disappeared. Nothing more was heard or seen of Avro's saucer designs for over 40 years. But flying discs did not die with the Avro car. Buried in the depths of the US Air Force archives, I've discovered some blueprints which reveal something quite fantastic, a supersonic saucer. Called the Silverbug, it was truly revolutionary. The plans show in detail a multi-jet engine craft that boasted amazing maneuverability and speed. It's an intriguing thought that this concept may tie in with the work of the German scientists who brought saucer technology to the US at the close of the Second World War. I believe Silverbug could explain what Lonnie Zamora witnessed in the New Mexico desert in April 1964. His description of a silver disc-shaped object appears to fit the Silverbug profile. It's clear that a host of covert technologies were being developed by the Air Force during the 1960s. Some of the strange UFO sightings might be explained by activities at a secret base here in Nevada. So secret that according to the Pentagon, it still doesn't officially exist.
From a defense journalist standpoint, it doesn't get any stranger than this. Just behind me there is Nellis Air Force Base. Nellis is at the southernmost tip of the Nellis Air Force Range, a closed-off area, totally barred to the public, that's about the size of Switzerland. And nestling within the Nellis Air Force Range is Area 51, the world's most secret Air Force base.
When Richard Bissell of the CIA urged his designers to think out of the box, this is where their imaginations ran wild. It's the testing ground for the US Air Force's most secret technology. When the U-2's covert life ended, this is what Bissell's designers came up with. The Blackbird is the apex of aerospace technology. When the forerunner of this aircraft first flew, the CIA's A-12, in 1962, from Groom Lake, otherwise known as Area 51 in Nevada, its mission and the aircraft itself were super black. That is to say, it was a super classified aircraft. It's very easy to imagine how anyone catching a glimpse of this aircraft in 1962 might have mistaken it for a UFO. Everything about this aeroplane is strange. It's black, its shape is extraordinary, and its speed, of course, in excess of Mach 3, that's 3 times the speed of sound, would have made it one of the most extraordinary sights that anyone could have seen at that time. Many Blackbird missions were flown at the height of the Cold War. The plane flew at over 100,000 feet at the very edge of space. It was so fast that when it overflew the Soviet Union, it could simply outrun any missile attack. But it wasn't so much American spy planes that were worrying the Russians. There was something else in the skies that was causing them alarm. An incident over the small town of Pt2-2 would trigger the largest study of UFOs on the face of the Earth. Russia's X-Files had begun. On September the 20th, 1977, high over the Russian town of Pt2-2, a group of soldiers were on routine maneuvers. Suddenly, a bright star appeared radiating pulsating beams of light. The object lingered over the town like a huge jellyfish. After a few minutes, it wrapped into a bright half-disc and shot off. News of the event reached the Kremlin. And Yuri Andropov, head of the KGB, gave an extraordinary order that the entire Soviet army should watch the skies for unidentified flying objects. I'm in Russia, on my way to meet the two men, Colonel Boris Sokolov and Dr. Yuli Platov, who were ordered by Andropov to coordinate the whole operation.
Colonel Sokolov. Nick Cook.
Yuri.
Добрый день. Добрый день. Проходите.
At that time, the army had a total of 7.5 million serving personnel, stationed across the whole of the Soviet Union, which comprised a sixth of the world land mass. The army controlled the monitoring of these abnormal events. In the beginning, these reports were numerous. Literally, every week there was someone who had seen a dish landing with somebody coming out of it. Even when a sighting was not considered sensitive, it was still stamped top secret.
The observations continued every night for 13 years. No other nation has conducted such a long and thorough research program into unidentified flying objects. But as Sokolov tells me, the evidence was inconclusive.
I would like to say that it is absolutely certain that in those 13 years there was not a single report of anybody's contact with aliens. Most of the sightings, which were taken by observers and thought to be something abnormal, were in fact, as our research has shown, connected to technical experiments by our own military.
And as Dr. Platov explains, even the Petrozavodsk incident, which led to Andropov's UFO surveillance operation, was nothing more than a secret missile launch. That the strange lights and jellyfish-shaped object was in reality the burning rocket engine and its exhaust plume. But not every sighting could be so easily dismissed.